The Romans and the Greeks, two historical juggernauts which both dominated the known world at the height of their power. But there was a time when these great civilizations met on the battlefield. As Roman influence and power began expanding, so too was Greek domination on the decline. And this led to the Roman conquest of Greek territory. So these great civilizations finally come head to head at the Battle of Heraclea. The Roman army advances on a Greek city in southern Italy, and a Greek army led by Pyrrhus moves into position to engage the enemy. Now Pyrrhus advances his light missile infantry in an attempt to catch the Romans as they're crossing the river. But much to their surprise, they have already piled across the river and now move into formation. But seemingly out of nowhere, there is a Roman cavalry charge coming to the right flank of the Greek missiles, and it will deal with these guys very quickly because they are completely unsupported by the main army. Now the Romans have gone for a fairly traditional formation. We have our Hastati in the front lines, followed by the Principes, and in the back lines we've got our Tritari. And they will be up against rows and rows of Greek phalanx, who will also be supported by some cavalry units, as well as some terrifying war elephants that the majority of the Romans are unlikely to have ever seen one of these in real life. Alright, let's begin the Battle of Heraclea and see how this plays out. Once again, the Greek missiles are going to be sorely caught off guard as the Roman cavalry comes barreling in. The special forces, the Equites, have just minced those lads, but it looks like the Roman formations are beginning to move up. The Greek units are scattered around here, but oh boy, what's that in the background? It's a cursed, horrible elephant. What's happened to this guy's head? He's just all trunk. There's not even any head on him. He's literally just a long trunk. I don't believe what I'm seeing right there. Come on, Greek cavalry, get in here. Let's see. We've got Greek versus Roman cavalry, but the main fight is about to happen with the Greek spearmen, the phalanx going in here. Let's see who the dominant power, who the dominant culture is going to be here. Who is going to be better? Is it going to be the phalanx or will it be the legion system? Now I've got to say, it looks like there's a lot of bodies in the middle here. The majority of the shod for the Romans is down. Hastati are down and out for the count. The Tritari and the Principes are now in there doing the majority of that fighting, and we missed it. The war elephant, the cursed little horrible war elephant, got in there and he has just marched through enemy lines. They have no answer for this. They've never even seen one of these elephants, let alone had to try and kill one. And a second war elephant is in as well, and he's dropped off his Greek soldier to fight the battle on foot. Let's see what that guy can do. The Romans are putting up a pretty good fight here, considering they're being flanked by two war elephants. Will they be able to take down these war elephants? Let's speed things up and see what happens. These war elephants are just cleaning up, but I suspect there's also going to be a fair bit of friendly fire, and they're going to make their way back into the battle and try and finish off those elephants. But the elephants, oh, they've taken one down. I think they finally took one down. Are they going to get the second elephant? They've taken the second. Oh, they've taken both elephants down. Now this is anybody's game, but it looks like the phalanx has reorganized. The spear wall is just too much for them to deal with, and it looks like this is going to be a Greek victory, but it is not an easy victory by any stretch of the imagination. And in the aftermath of that bloodshed, the Greek army now knows that the Romans are not to be underestimated. But now we move on to a slightly lesser known battle. This is the Battle of Euus, the first battle between the Macedonian army and the Roman army, and the first encounter of the Macedonian king Philip V and the Roman consulate Flamininus. Now the Roman commander has sent forward a small force to distract the attention of the Macedonian army. The Macedonians have their back against the wall. They have nowhere to retreat, and also the Romans have got a second army that Flamininus has sent round a hill, and these guys will be moving into the side of the Macedonians. Will the Macedonian army prevail? Will the Romans get their first victory on Macedonian soil? And will this flanking maneuver get there in time to reinforce the troops? Alright, let's begin the Battle of Euus and see what King Philip V and his Macedonian army can do. Will they be able to fight their way out of this sticky situation? And that is a big first hit right there. The phalanx from the Macedonians are really good in open flat terrain like this, but just if the Romans can outmaneuver them, which they are currently doing, then the Romans might just get the upper hand. If these lads can move in behind the phalanx and take these guys from behind where they do not have their spears and they do not have their shields, then they might just be able to bag the victory. But in come the reinforcements in the flanking maneuver. Will they be enough to take down these Macedonians? The Macedonians are disorganized, their phalanx has been disrupted, they're definitely definitely are more of them left alive. But what I will say is I think the Romans have a significant advantage here because they are in close quarters combat with their short swords. The Macedonians are no longer in formation. Their pikes are not going to be nearly as effective, but this is still a close battle. You can see red and blue. There is not that much difference. In fact, it looks like the Macedonians may even have the upper hand here. This battle really could go either way. It's so hard to tell what's going on here. In fact, it looks like the Romans, just in a matter of seconds, somehow managed to get the upper hand. They're also team killing each other accidentally, but this Macedonian goes down, and that was a Roman victory on Macedonian soil. But look at the aftermath of that battle. It's just a pile of bodies, and there's barely any Romans left. Next up, we move on to the famous battle of Scinocephaly. Divided by the mountains with poor visibility, both the Macedonian army and the Roman army send out a scouting party to climb the mountain and get vision on the enemy. But little did these scouting parties know that they were going to come head to head on the top of the hill. And within seconds, fighting is about to erupt. Now, the main Roman army is being held back in reserve, but they soon catch wind of what is happening on the hill, and the Macedonians also get news of what's about to transpire. But the Macedonians are not so well prepared. A bunch of their infantry is off foraging for food and will be joining the battle late. Now, as for the Roman army, they're also going to be accompanied by some cavalry as well as some Roman war elephants. Who is going to win the battle of Scinocephaly? Will King Philip V of Macedonia or the Roman consulate Flamininus claim victory at this battle? Alright, let's begin the battle and see how this goes. Fighting is about to erupt between these two scouting parties, and it is going to be a bloodbath. These guys are not meant to be fighting like this, but it looks like a convincing Greek victory there, which actually is historically accurate. The Greeks did manage to get the upper hand, and then they pushed into the main Roman army, and the Roman army began to push them back, and then soon enough, the reinforcements from the Greeks also joined the battle. The Roman war elephants are here, and man, I'm pretty sure they just team killed pretty much most of their army there. That is not what that guy was supposed to do there. The phalanx is now slowly moving up into the battle. Let's see if the phalanx can deal with this war elephant. Surely it can, but the war elephant is rampaging. Man, he is angry. The foraging soldiers down the back here, the ones that were not prepared for this battle, have now turned up, and they are now rampaging. Oh, ho, ho. The other war elephants here. Man, that just wiped out half the Greek army right there. Let's see, are these war elephants going to continue cutting through the Macedonian lines? What do the Macedonians even have left? It looks like we've still got some Roman foot soldiers here. We've got a couple of Macedonians over on this side here, but both the war elephants are still operational, and in real life, these war elephants were also decisive and brutal. They cut through the Macedonian lines and helped win the victory for the Roman army, and there we go. And with the Roman victory at Scinocephaly, the Macedonians will now surrender, essentially becoming a Roman puppet, but that is not where the battles end. Oh no, there is certainly more bloodshed to come. And now we fast forward time ever so slightly to the Battle of Pedna, and this battle is instrumental in explaining why the Roman army began to win so many battles against the Greeks. Whilst the phalanx was incredibly useful in its day, by this point in the Roman conquest of Greece, it had been proven mostly redundant. The phalanx is not a very versatile or flexible formation and requires your enemy to be in front of you at all times. Now, the innovative Roman army had broken down their soldiers' formations into smaller chunks, which allowed them to be way more mobile on the battlefield, and as a result, they could surround the phalanx and catch them off guard where their formation was not ready for an attack. And that happened in the most obvious way possible at the Battle of Pedna. The Roman army staged a tactical retreat, which basically drew the phalanx formations forward. Once they were split up, isolated, and vulnerable, the Roman formations moved in around the sides of the phalanx formations, and they hit the Greek infantry where they could not defend. Now, because these pikes are so big, if they are attacked from the side or behind, actually resetting your formation domination is much more difficult than it might sound. And so the Greek soldiers get caught off guard, they get surrounded, and obviously they get wiped out. But let's see what Totally Accurate Battle Simulator thinks about the Roman or Greek strategy at the Battle of Pedna. The Romans have managed to get in and all the spears are stuck in a useless position. None of them are actually able to get their sharp ends towards the Roman soldiers, and you, I imagine, are able to see that all the way along this front line, where their defenses are completely immobilized and they are just swamped and surrounded by the highly flexible and mobile Roman army. And would you look at this? This is pretty much how it happened in real life. And this is one of the reasons why the Roman army began to dominate all over the world, because they just had such innovative, mobile, and flexible battle tactics that the majority of armies just were not able to comprehend. Now, getting a little bird's eye perspective on the battlefield here, it definitely looks like the Romans are winning this one, but there are still some Greek soldiers that are spread around right here, but they are being chopped down by the short swords of the Romans, which are going to be much more effective in close quarters, hand-to-hand combat. But actually, somehow the Greeks are clawing this back. Is this going to be historically accurate, or are the Greeks somehow going to steal the victory here? Come on, take him down, take him down. Come on, we want a historically accurate battle simulator battle, which does not happen very often. Okay, it looks like, what have we got? We got like a 4v2. We got a 4v2 over here. Come on, boys, make me proud. Come on, you can get him, you can get him. Come on, get nice and close, get in there, get in there. Come on, boys, we need to prove my point. If you guys lose this, oh, red victory, there we go. If they lost that and completely discounted everything I said there, I would have been quite salty about it. But there we go, with the Roman victory at the Battle of Pedna, that pretty much consolidates Roman conquest in Greece, whilst also demonstrating that Greek strategy and tactics with a phalanx formation is an outdated strategy. And so begins 500 years of Roman domination across the world. Alright, that was the Roman conquest of Greece. If you enjoyed that Tabs battle, make sure you head down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already done so, hit the bell icon as well so you know when these videos go live. If you haven't already dropped a like and a comment and you want to help this channel grow, then please do consider doing that, because it actually helps way more than you'd realize. But most importantly, thank you very much for watching. I will catch you again in the next Totally Accurate Battle Simulator video.